notification that I was live?
No.
Hey guys, bear with us a little bit.
Yeah, I just got the notification.
All right, Fabs. Click it up,
Let's
click on it and see if it lets you join. Oh no, never mind. It would join you on your phone. Hey Sam. We're trying to get our technical situation straightened out. Can you hear us okay? Thumbs up. Where's my paper? Oh, Fabie Ehle's watching.
I am.
You have the sound off. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining our live feed. We are here to talk to you guys about how people lose money in real estate and how you can avoid doing that. So sorry, we're going to keep switching back and forth because we have two cameras going on.
I know, high tech.
I know, we're so fancy. Anyway, here's the 5 things that you can expect to get from our video today. So 1, why hiring a reputable loan officer is key and how they will help you save money, right?
Absolutely.
And then number 2, how an experienced real estate agent will also help you save money. And it's definitely not what you think. And when I say experience, I don't mean somebody who's had their license for 50 years. I mean somebody that actually sells on a continuous basis.
That does business.
That does business. Because things change on an every single day basis. And if you're not actively working in the industry, then you won't know about these things. How to safeguard your existing equity in your home. We have some great tips and stories of what we've experienced recently. Even this week alone, we have like 18 stories.
Yes.
So we're going to share that with you so you guys can avoid those mistakes of other people. Hey, Ebony. And then number 5, we have the power of networking. And there was something else I put in there too. The power of networking and
how to win.
Oh yes,
offers.
How to win and when you're faced with multiple offers as both the buyer and the seller. You know, how do you win and how do you navigate that situation? So if you guys are watching us on the live feed, do me a favor and in the comments, in honor of Beyonce coming out with Homecoming, put a B.
A B.
Put a B emoji so we know that you're watching it live. If you're here with us watching the replay, put a heart so that we can show you some love later, and we appreciate you guys showing us some love.
Yes. So we want to see a lot of B's.
A lot of B's. We are not going to be in other people's comments beehiving it up, but we just want to know you guys were here watching it live with us. Plus, in full disclosure, it does help us in our video coverage.
Exactly.
All right, so number 1, why is it important to hire a great loan officer? Okay, so there's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, before you even start shopping for a home, you should get pre-qualified for a loan, right?
Number 1 thing to do.
Yeah, before you do anything.
Yep.
Except if it means calling us first. You can call us first.
Okay, and we'll send you to a really good
loan officer. Yes, but before you actually say, I'm going to unlock this house and go start touring it, the B emoji, Samantha, the B emoji. Yeah, you got it. So anyway, so the reason why it's important to hire a great loan officer is because if they're truly reputable and they do a lot of loans in the business, they're going to fully underwrite your file before they even issue you a pre-approval.
Exactly.
Some companies, I'm not going to say their names because I don't want to throw them under the bus, but if you ask me one-on-one, I would tell you. But some companies will issue a pre-qualification without going through all those steps. Some of the reasons that's dangerous is because if they've issued you a pre-qualification and now you're out searching for homes and you found the home of your dreams, and for some reason they didn't get something up front, you could lose money. You know, you pay for home inspections, you pay for appraisals, and if you get to the end of a sale and you can't move forward, that's a huge fail.
Yeah,
right?
You find out you fall in love with the perfect home, you have everything ready to go, and then 3 days before closing, you realize that you're not possibly going to be able to get the home.
Yeah, so I can give you guys a story. Recently this week, we had a client, he fell in love with a home. He was referred to me by, shout out to Cheetah Solar.
Yay.
They were referred to us by Andy at Cheetah Solar. And, you know, we weren't able to move forward because there were things that should have been caught before the pre-qualification. And we found out he was declined for the loan the day he was supposed to close. That is devastating. And so, you know, he came with another loan officer. not one that we would recommend or work with, but he did come with a different loan officer, and unfortunately those things were not caught. So again, you pay for home inspections as you're going through this process, you pay for appraisals, and you also pay for, you also put earnest money on the line. So if you put earnest money down, deposit down, and for some reason all the I's are not dotted and the T's aren't crossed, you could be out of your earnest money. In this case, it's like $1,500 plus the home inspection plus appraisal, right?
Yeah, and it's just frustrating and stressful.
Yeah. So one of the loan officers, one of the teams that I highly recommend is the Oliver Whalen team. I refer, all of my clients to them, and I have never come across a situation that they didn't catch before we actually started looking at property. So if you guys are looking for a great loan officer team, there's some people that you can reach out to. And then have you ever had a really weird situation?
Absolutely. More so than others is just making sure that the loan officers know what they're doing and what they're looking for to anticipate any potential problems.
Yep.
So that's the kind of people you want to work with and on your side.
Yep. Number 2. So obviously we're a little biased because we're talking about hiring great real estate agents. Now, maybe you're watching this and you're right here in Arizona. If you're right here in Arizona and you're looking, you want to know a great real estate agent, we're definitely going to say us.
Number 1.
We do work in this industry. We work hard. We get a lot of business, and we deliver for our clients. Go take a look at our reviews. If for some reason we weren't a good fit, though, we would tell you that up front. We can recognize those things up front, and it's not going to be a situation where we don't want to have a miserable transaction for you or for us.
Right.
So if for some reason there's not a good personality match, we can recommend you to other great real estate agents here in the Valley. We work with a lot of them.
Absolutely.
If you happen to be following us and you're from out of state, maybe you're in Utah, or maybe you're in Washington, or Missouri, or Ohio,
Minnesota,
Mexico. We can, because Fabie likes to go to Cancun all the time.
Love it.
So, and aren't you going in June?
Yes.
You're excited.
I'm so excited, but that's a whole nother life.
I know it is, but still, we can talk about it. We're allowed to talk about it. Anyway, so if you guys are watching from someplace else, then if you're looking for a great real estate agent, we do have relationships all across the country. So if you needed a recommendation, we can help you out with that too. So some of the things you want to look for in a real estate agent are high-end communication.
Communication. I think that's one of the most important things. Absolutely.
You can reach them. Not meaning you can reach them at midnight or 2 a.m., but meaning you can reach them during operating hours. If you have a question, they can answer it for you.
They make themselves available.
Yes, correct. They make themselves available. And part of that communication, I say buyer consultation. If you don't have a real estate agent, if you call a real estate agent and they want to work with you and the first thing they do is say, let's go look at houses, I would probably shy away from that agent. I think buyer consultation is probably the first thing that you should be doing. Have a conversation over the phone, and then second, it would be the buyer consultation.
Absolutely. Yeah. Understand what it is that they have to understand what it is that you're looking for, what you need, what you want, and just going to open up houses. It's not the most professional way to do that, and understand what your needs are.
Yeah, there's a lot of information on Google, and some of it may apply, some of it doesn't apply, some of it can be outdated. And so the number one thing you want to do is make sure that you understand what's happening in the market today, and how can that real estate agent that you've been introduced to best service you and your needs and your family's needs or your friends' needs, whomever that you're helping out. Because we get people who are coming and looking and interviewing us for a friend that's relocating and things like that. So anything else you would add? Communication,
experience, market knowledge. So the market keeps changing constantly, and just making sure that the agent understands what it is that's happening out there on the day-to-day basis.
Correct.
And how is that going to benefit you?
Correct.
When it is that you're trying to submit an offer, or knowledge of the area.
Yep.
Whatever that
So
may
for
be.
example, people say we want to know what the comps look like. Well, comparable sales are really important, but what about if people are paying for closing costs? Like, are sellers paying for buyers' closing costs right now? Are they not? Because maybe that's something you would like to incorporate into your negotiation. We just had a client, and that was the biggest thing for him. He's like, you know what? I'll give him his price, but I really want closing costs. So how can we maneuver this? What's the percentage that people are getting for sales price versus or list price versus sales price, and are they paying closing costs? What does that look like? Those are all things that we can help you guys with. Right?
Absolutely.
And when we say experience, we're not, I could be licensed for 25 years in this business, but that doesn't mean I have experience. That just means I have a license. So you want to ask real estate agents how many transactions do they do, and how many transactions do they do on a regular basis, and what do they know in today's market? What do they do to stay up to date on the changes in the market, and how do they best provide that information to their clients?
Absolutely.
Right?
Very important.
All right, so moving on to number 3. How to safeguard your existing equity.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So recently,
yesterday,
2 days ago.
2 days ago.
It was such a long day. So we got a call. We got referred from one of our great referral partners. They said, hey, we have a referral for you. He's facing foreclosure and he really needs your help. And I get on the phone with the guy and we're talking, and he's like, yeah, my house is scheduled for foreclosure on Monday. So this was on Tuesday.
Monday.
Like Monday, this coming Monday.
Yeah.
So this was just on Tuesday. And so, what's today? No, Wednesday.
I thought that's what yesterday. Oh no, yeah, 2 days ago, Wednesday.
Yeah, it was Wednesday. And so I looked at Fabie and I was like, oh gosh, this is going to be a lot of work. It's going to be hard. But we really wanted to help him because he only owed $265,000 on his house, and it was worth like low end $340,000, high end $400,000. So remodel, put nice upgrades in it, you could resell that house for $400,000. So can you imagine? Hey, Lachey. So can you imagine owning your house and having that much equity, and then all of a sudden you're about to face foreclosure? Yeah. So anyway, so we, within an hour, we got all the documentation signed. I put the word out to my office. Fabie put the word out to her investors. I put out the word to my investors, and within, I would say, 3 hours, we had 4 offers for him. So we had an offer at $265,000. That was the lowest. We had an offer at actually we had multiple offers at $300,000. We had 2 offers at $300,000, I believe. The highest offer came in at $400,000. $400,000. So, and they all could close quick. So that's huge, because obviously if you have a foreclosure that's coming Monday, the bank was not willing to postpone it. It was, he was definitely up against or under the gun. Right. And so the fact that we were able to bring him those offers, I went out to the property, I saw it, I got video, sent it to our investors who made sight unseen bids. All of them confirmed that they could close that, by Friday. We just had to have the title work done, which is something that we've done. I have another one right now. We're doing like a 3-day closing. So anyway, that was huge. Now, fast forward, he called me like 2 hours later and was like, you won't even believe this. The bank just called and they approved our loan modification. So the foreclosure is being stopped. So that's a good thing, because now
they get to stay
in their house, right? And so he was like, seriously, anytime I know anybody that's thinking about selling a property, I'm going to call you guys, because I really was not optimistic that we could get anything done. But the fact that you guys were able to deliver so many offers in such a short amount of time and everybody else was lowballing us, that was huge.
That's the biggest thing. So we did get multiple offers, and it was not only to save his home, but to also give him the equity that he's had.
Worked for. He's owned the house since 2009.
Yeah, so he wasn't just going to get the foreclosure taken away from him. It was actually going to allow him to have some money to be able to do, move on to the next step.
And one of the investors was going to let him stay in the house for an additional 60 days.
So that's awesome.
Win-win. So if you, for some reason, find yourself in a bind and you feel like there might be a chance of foreclosure, it's important to involve your real estate agent, your trusted partner, and at least get their advice and work on that, and get some advice on that before you get to that point.
Right.
So if you don't know this, I have a background in default loan servicing, so I have a little bit of experience. So I did reach out to my contacts at different banks too to get some guidance as well. So give us a phone call if you guys have any questions about that, or even if there's a little bit of a chance that that's something that you could be facing. Call us, because we want to help you.
Absolutely.
What was the other one? There was the how to know if your home qualifies for financing.
Oh yes, that's important.
So the reason I bring that one up is because we're working with a client right now. The house is in a very good location, but it has a lot of
work that needs
to be done. The house doesn't have flooring. There's a lot of holes in the walls, like literally you can see from the inside to the outside. There's not going to qualify for financing, and it could, but you're going to need an investor who's going to want to do that. It's rare that you're going to want somebody that comes in to do that work. However, there are loan programs that allow for that. So I'm not saying out the window that's not an option. However, it will be a lot harder, especially when you want a quick sale.
Right.
So we were able to get her a very, very, very attractive offer from somebody in our investment group, our investor client. They bought the house sight unseen. They just looked at it on Google Maps, and then I showed the house to them 24 hours later. He's still good with it. We're doing a 3-day closing. Boom, boom, bang. She didn't even have to come here from where she lives. She lives in North Carolina, so she didn't even have to visit here. We got the house sold.
Perfect.
It's sweet. So if you guys are looking for quick sales, I know you see Open Door, OfferPad. You see all those commercials, all the billboards. You probably see them in your Facebook timeline, your Instagram timeline. Just know that give us a phone call. We can help you navigate through those sales and those offers, or we can help find you a better one, because a lot of times there are better offers out there.
And that's the fees.
Oh, yeah, and they do charge a lot of fees as well. Usually it's like between 6 and 10%. So if you're looking to just have a second opinion and to know if that's the right direction you should go in, feel free to give us a phone call. We're happy to assist you.
Yes.
What's the last one? Multiple offers?
No, well, that one and what was the other one you talked about?
Multiple offers.
Multiple offers. Okay. Yes, how to win when there's multiple offers. So you're looking at a property, you fall in love with it. It's it can be brand new on the market, or it can be on the market for a few days. You never really know, because when you're looking at it, fall in love, there could be somebody else looking at it as well, fall in love with it. So what is the best approach to take when you're faced with multiple offers on the table, and how to make sure that you walk away and win with the property that you absolutely fell in love with?
Yeah, and I'll say a lot of buyers get intimidated by it.
Yes.
For example, a couple weeks ago, I did an open house, and there was like 50 people that came through, close to 50 people that came into the open house, and people were like, I'm not going to put an offer in because I won't get it. I'm just intimidated. I don't want to do it. I'm scared. Will they take it? No.
Yeah.
Right? And those people won't. But if you have a good real estate agent, then they can help you navigate through that. So Fabie, you're working with a buyer. You guys had a multiple offer situation.
So we had multiple offers on this property. There was actually a total of 4 offers that were submitted, and obviously my client got the house.
Obviously,
because they're working with us.
Yeah,
so
pretty.
that's
pretty
one
much.
of those things. So multiple offers doesn't necessarily mean you don't have a shot at it.
Yeah.
It just means making sure that your agent knows how to submit the best offer from the very beginning to make sure that you're the one that walks away with the property.
So what would you say you had to do in order to... Or what did you do? What steps?
So I think number 1 is really having the conversation with your agent as to what's the most that you would want to pay for that property. Being on the same page, and making sure that you are comfortable with what you're going to be offering, right? Number 2 is having the agent that communicates well with the selling agent. So making sure that they're, I communicated with the listing agent to find out what it is that's important to the seller that would actually make sense to my client as well.
Yeah. So
making sure that it's a win-win for both parties, because everybody's always just wanting to make sure that buyer and seller are happy.
Yep.
So communication, and then truly submitting the best offer from the beginning, not wanting to play games and going back and forth with, I'll do this, but I'm willing to, if they want to, I'll go this much higher. Just submit it from the very beginning.
Yep.
And get it done.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, your goal is to actually purchase a house. And so going back and forth and playing these games, unless you're planning on being an investor, it'll wear you out and it'll frustrate you, and it'll probably make you feel embarrassed later that you didn't just go for what you wanted. There are some markets where you can kind of try to play that game. Depending on the house, depending on the location, depending on the price point, you may not have that luxury.
Right.
So, again, going back to Fabie's earlier point, when you work with people that are familiar with what's happening in the market, they're going to be able to communicate that to you.
Right? Absolutely. Yeah. So my clients got the house, they're happy, and you know, it was truly 4 offers. We submitted at 6. We had the acceptance by 9.
Nice. Good job, Fabie.
I'm so excited for
I'm
them.
so happy for you. You always do such a good job.
I know.
Yeah. Anyway, so guys, we appreciate you guys joining our live today. I know we went through it really quick, but it's social media, so we know we only have your attention for a very short amount of time. So, a couple of things I want to tell you. If there's anything that you learned that was helpful to you, or anything you could see yourself sharing with other people, do us a favor and put the light bulb emoji in the comments.
Oh,
so
that's a good
ding,
one.
Ding. Put a light bulb emoji in the comments so that we know that we at least brought value to your day today. And then if you guys need any help from us, you can send us a direct message. You can call us, email, comment. Our phone number is 480-281-3078. That number goes to both me and to Fabie. And you can also, like I said, like Fabie said, you can put it in the comments or you can send us a direct message. And FYI, one of us speaks Spanish.
Oh yeah, I do.
Fabie does.
Hola.
Hola. Fabie speaks Spanish and she's teaching me, so pretty soon we're going to have 2 Spanish. Yeah, right, never mind. Anyway. Anyway, you guys, thanks so much for joining us. Give us a phone call if you have any questions. 480-281-3078. Bye. I'll get that one. And finish.